A decision has been made in our Boba Legacy Challenge, and I'm going to explain. We've kind of mentioned many times that there are multiple issues with the way things have been running for us, and it has not changed. Even with all of the adjustments we've made, it's just not coming together. Um, Kind of the final straw is our last attempt to try to make this work, to run a restaurant of some sort. Uh, yeah, our pies, our foods, everything is spoiling almost as soon as it hits the table. It can have days left, but once I place it on the table, it's spoiling. Now, before, these things would last indefinitely. It was actually kind of crazy how long the foods would last once they were on here. At this point, we're making more money by throwing things out than we are by selling in some cases. We're actually, I mean, we were doing pretty well. Our last running of the food sale made 1,300, but we're kind of losing a lot of trust with our customers because the food is spoiling as soon as they take it. So I am making a decision. I am going to upload this house as is to the gallery, and we are moving it. I would say that the ranch finally looks like it's at home here. This is the place that we have always belonged. Something I want to point out is here in the description it says, you loved cooking all your life. You loved creating and growing your own fresh ingredients for your dishes. However, as time went on in your life, you felt like something was missing. You started to burn out of this busy life, so you decided to quit your job, pack up everything, and move to a whole new world. Okay, that's the part that I'm getting. The burnout. I feel like that's kind of what's happened is I've burned out from trying to fix the issues that we're having. So it was meant to happen as adults, and we are quite a distance from that. But I think we're kind of still maintaining the spirit of the challenge, and we have accomplished the 3 stars for the restaurant. So I feel like it's okay for us to move on. I I don't love that I'm not following the rules, but at the same time, I've said before that if I'm not having fun with something or if I want to change something, I will. So that is what we're doing. So we are supposed to move to Chestnut Ridge and start making money through nectar making. And at this point, it does say marry a sim with the rancher trait. We started to establish a relationship there, and I am really feeling pretty strongly about it. So we might want to start working on that as well and trying to have those last 2 children that we need also. So we want to complete the Nectar Maker aspiration. So I will be switching her over to Nectar Maker, and we are going to start putting some focusing on our cooking, gardening, and nectar making skills. Once we can afford a nectar maker, we're going to need some plants to come into like maturity, so we have the money to do that. If this doesn't exactly show you how hardworking she is, I don't know what will. I never thought I would be grateful that one of our toddlers is a messy eater, but her eating dinner has just earned us 120 simoleons. And they arrived just in time for the first snow. I also forgot to mention at the end, after I had stopped filming last week, I put apple trees down the center here as well, just to kind of start adding some variety. I'm hoping to eventually kind of change this all out to fruits so that we are able to use those for our nectars. All right, our harvest is in, so we will gather this up and sell what we can and buy our nectar maker so we can get started on that. It was 730 simoleons just in tomatoes. I think we're going to be okay. Okay, so the issue is that we've only planted vegetables and flowers, except for the apple trees that are growing there down the middle. So I am going to sell the plants that we have other than the apples and buy seeds for fruit. All right, so they put tomatoes in here, but unfortunately, we cannot make tomato nectar. We had plenty of tomatoes, but it wouldn't accept that. And we aren't able to use the carrots. We already have all of the apples that I'll want to plant, so I'm getting rid of those. And I think that means we're going to plant kind of a section of grapes and a section of strawberries. And then I want to try to get like more of each thing because of, other types of fruit so that we have lots of variety. So she sent the kids off to daycare and to preschool and, all intending to get some work done. And then she gets a notice of, hey, let's have a welcome party. So her friends have come over, including the mysterious rancher. When I actually did a playthrough of this, I had the hardest time finding him. I couldn't find him anywhere, so I never was able to kind of get the special deals on like selling nectar and all of that. I meant to tell you to stop cooking, but anyway, kids are away, but we do have them over to visit. We're definitely going to want to get to know everybody. I had kind of hoped that no, please, no, come back, thank you. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, be rude or anything. I was. Are you flirting with him? Oh, you guys are attracted to each other. Interesting. He's an elder, though, so we're gonna. You just keep some alcohol in your pockets, or is that how it goes? It's just yeah, okay. Well, we'll get around to that. Why don't you come on in? I'm just gonna finish making up this omelet. You are free to join me if you'd like. I'm not loving that we just made a bunch of enemies. I mean, that part kind of sucks, but this looks pretty yummy. All right, let's grab a serving. Have a seat. Maybe have you, chat a bit. Let's see. Hobbies. Enthused about gardening. Oh, yeah, thanks for starting the fire. It is a little chilly in here. Winter coming and all that. Ask about getting a horse. Probably not something we'll do right away, but, maybe ask a bit about the community. Try to kind of smooth things over a little bit. We really did start off on a bad foot. I wasn't intending to ignore you. I was literally, burning my omelet, and it didn't seem like a good idea. Okay. I know. I asked him and then I ignored what he said. Oh, and the kids are coming back from daycare. Wonderful. Yeah, she's hungry, so we'll have to kind of deal with that. Oh, and she learned to clap. That's really cute. Actually, today or tomorrow? Tomorrow will be her birthday. Alright, and Toppy's back as well. I keep calling him different names. I guess tapioca, so it would be Tappy, but Toppy feels a little more, I don't know, like it flows better. Oh my gosh, she's exhausted. Pearl has just had a blowout. And oh my goodness, kid. Alright, we need to change your diaper. We need to change both of your diapers, apparently. You'll have to excuse me there, Roberto, but I do need to clean some things up, including a stinky child. We actually made a lot of money very quickly. All those fruits, or all those vegetables. And we've got all of the fruit planted. I'm hoping that trees will produce something by tomorrow so that we can actually get started on making some actual nectar. I suppose we could go to, one of the markets and pick up some fresh fruit and use that. It would give us an excuse to head over to Henford. It's one of her favorite places to go. Okay, let's see, what do you need, Pearl? Okay, Pearl needs a bath, so we're going to go ahead and give Pearl a bath. It's okay, Pearl, we'll get rid of that stink. Don't you worry. And we really love your diapers. Pay us 40 simoleons. Okay, we're going to put that into the fridge as well, so we've got that. And there we go. Give her a nice little bath. And Tappy's gonna probably have a blowout himself pretty soon. Oh, and she's hungry. Okay, so after the bath, we need to feed you. And I think... But I am clicking on herself. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and feed you. And then probably lay you down for a little... Well, maybe we'll put you on one of the play mats then so that you can kind of work on your skills. We've not really had the time to work on her that I had hoped for, but let's see. So you're going to feed her. Okay, great. And then you can put her down here when you're done. And it looks like you enjoyed that bath time. Okay, her needs are great when she's off to preschool. They definitely know how to take care of her there. Far better than we do here. Okay, we're actually starting to get some plants already. We could try fertilizing them, possibly. Oh, I do have some fruit, though, actually. Leftovers here. I need cleaner feet first. Yeah. Sensible. Also, she probably could use a nap. She's quite tired. But I would love to get her started on that. Okay, so let's check on Toppy. Okay, kiddo, you had a moment there, didn't you? All right. Change Toppy's diaper. There we go. We could probably give you a bath too. I'm gonna guess we might want to change the sheets while we're at it. Because that looked pretty gross. Okay. Give Tappy a bath. She's feeling silly. She's just loving life. Yeah, I'm sorry, Roberto. We didn't have a whole lot of time to chat. Yeah, it's a little hectic. Even when we send the kids away for part of the day, it just... I mean, that costs us 120 simoleons per kid, by the way, to send them off to daycare. So I have a mod that does that from a Deep Indigo. If anyone's wondering, it's called Better Daycare Mod. Sandy does not cost us, but she does go to preschool and she learns some skills while she's there, and that is also one of the Deep Indigo's mods, the the Education Overhaul mod. Okay, you are about to lose it, but let's see. He is hungry, so let's go ahead and feed him as well. No, we don't want to go roller skating. We want to feed the child. And Sandy's come back just in time for us to want to go to bed. But she's kind of just stuck. You know, he is a bit clingy. It happens every time I try to reset. They just end up... Okay, baby care. Wait, he's apparently there. We need to reset. There you go. Okay. All right. You need to sleep. And then I think we're going to have you play with Pearl while she's sleeping. I probably shouldn't have done that. Okay, so apparently you only want to play with the one who's... Oh. Okay, brag about being favorite. Talk about superheroes. Wow, you can have like full-on discussions. Talk about trucks. Okay, let Pearl... Well, Pearl's actually pretty awake, so it's okay. Talk about toys with her. Talk about your favorite color. You can... Oh, you can blow raspberry. I didn't even know you could do that as a toddler. That's actually really cute. Although it looks like she kind of just stands here. And apparently these interactions are all happening in our imagination. And not actually... Okay, now she's going to go stand over here. Oh, Toppy learned to clap. Yay! And she's just like... She's done. She's like, nah. Don't feel like talking to these kids anymore. They're so young and immature. I suppose we could have her go potty and try to max that skill out. Now, I probably wouldn't ordinarily recommend that you leave your children outdoors while you sleep for the night in the middle of, you know, wherever we are here. Oh, wait. Oh, nice. Wow, the sky here is amazing. But that said, probably not the greatest idea. Okay, you're missing your furry friends. I get it. We're gonna get there pretty soon, though. We need to get a few things under control before we start adding more to the mix. Um, we're already struggling just to maintain what we have. So, oh, and it's that time of the month. Great. It's probably not helping situations. We are at least a little bit closer to having a chance to actually, craft some nectar. The bare minimum we need is 20 of any fruit. Now, ordinarily this is only 10, but I am using Waffle's Nectar Overhaul, which kind of makes things, I wouldn't necessarily say more difficult, but better. And so there are some changes that you may notice that don't seem like normal, but I do find that it added a little bit more challenge when I've used it before. So um, I enjoy it, but it does mean that we need 20 fruits just to make one bottle. It's actually funny, even with the daycare, she never does quite get like a full sleep or, plenty of food. There's times that she'll literally set her plate down in the middle of eating and take off to do something else because there's something that needs to be done. Um, the idea of having two more children just not sounding like a lot of fun right now. But also, I realize that we do need to get a move on that pretty soon. In fact, it is Pearl and Toppy's birthday, so I am going to actually have her make the cake and we're going to age them up. Also, it is fully winter now here. We have snow on the ground, which they have not experienced where they were before. So it's kind of exciting for her and for the kids. I do think having them as toddlers should make our lives a little bit easier. Not sure why you're going in there. I forgot to set the sink types. We get these new things and I always forget to make the changes, but we'll get there. I am thinking with the new pet coming, the ability to have home businesses that could be of a benefit to us, selling the nectar through a business type situation. I'm assuming that we would be able to place the bottles up for sale and sell them using that format, and that I might be able to create like a little shop area somewhere. We are on the same size lot that we had before we moved the house. So there is limitations of how far we can move and expand. Um, in time, we might have to face the fact that we need to actually just fully move. I know that eventually we need to have like sheep and goats and things like that. It's actually part of the challenge, but also I know that we need room for that. So we're going to have to um, work on all of that at some point very quickly. Um, we earn money pretty easily, so I'm not too worried about the fact that we might need to move. I think when that happens, I'll probably do the same thing. I'm rather fond of this house, in case it hasn't been clear, and so I would probably just move the entire house again. But at some point, I think that we're going to have to expand upward rather than outward, and maybe put the kids' bedrooms upstairs. Perhaps turn this into an office space, or if we're using the business expansion, we could put a door here and create like a little sales room, like a little shop attached to the front of the house, which would be quite cute as well. Well, Bill's definitely put a bit of a dent in our goal here, but at least we're getting the kids aged up. We're accomplishing something. Oh, he just spit all over the cake. Yummy. It's actually kind of funny that he became a clingy child because of the way he was clinging to her earlier. All right, I'm going to drop them into Create a Sim and see what we can do. I think I might have to keep this hair, though. This is pretty cute. All right, I'm not sure where the blonde came from, but I think he's kind of adorable just as is. Now, looking it up because I didn't know this for sure, tapioca, which is what he is named after, kind of tends to look a bit like a potato or a root vegetable when it is in its natural form. So that's kind of what I'm going to use as his color scheme. As I've said, I'm not really using the actual challenge color schemes until we figure out who the heir will be. And we don't want too much brown, although Tappy's going to be a little bit on the brown side here, but Pearl, you know, Pearls, I'm going to kind of make her color scheme a bit white. So I'm going to take a few minutes or, half hour or so to kind of change them up, and we'll check back in a moment. Alright, so there is Tappy's first everyday outfit and second everyday outfit. Formal wear, not very formal, but I just thought it was kind of cute. It's a sleepwear. We have that little touch of brown in there. And we have, the party outfit is the same. I do that almost all the time. His swimwear, his hot weather wear, 2 options there, and his cold weather wear. And his sister Pearl looking pearly in a lovely white sweater. And one of these outfits, it's got to be my favorite toddler shirt in the game. I use it way too often. And a nice flowy dress for her formal wear. Some white pajamas for her pajamas. A cute little outfit for her party. I actually did something different for a change for party. Her swimwear, her hot weather wear comes in 2 options. And her cold weather wear looking pretty similar to her brother. And we have strawberries. So I'm going to have her run out here, grab those strawberries. The kids are not doing great. They're cold. I don't know why they're so cold because they're inside. And we do have automated heat. So I don't understand. I think I'm going to pull some food out. Yeah, you get them up there. Get him something to eat. There we go. I think I'm also just going to pull an omelet out here. Actually, why don't you go ahead and let him out of that. All right, why don't you just go ahead and grab a serving. And I'm betting, okay, if you're cold, then maybe come in from the porch. Why don't you come over here and hug him so Sugar can get out here and harvest these strawberries. So hopefully we can make our first little bottle of nectar. We're 5 short. All right. So we've headed over to nearby Henford, and, in my world, they're nearby. Although somehow they don't have any snow, and it's quite nice here. But we're going to pick up some fruits that we can afford. They don't have a whole lot for sale, but anything that can help us possibly... Ooh, there's some dragon fruit. We should pick up one of those. One's only available, but I think we're going to plant that. I didn't want to overspend, so we probably have basically just enough to make this, but I didn't want to overspend. Okay, so first things first, I placed the dragon fruit over here so that it's safe. And we're going to go ahead and craft a fruit nectar. And there she is, making her very first nectar. Kind of exciting. A little bit chilly. She is at ease. Oh gee. Now for those of you wondering, what about Nox? We're going to deal with that next time. We're going to wrap it up here today as she's making her very first nectar. I hope the stains will come out of those pants because yikes. So we're gonna get that dragon fruit planted, hopefully be able to start making some dragon fruit nectar at some point, and hopefully start making some money in general at some point that isn't from selling her kids dirty diapers. Thank you so much for watching. Have an amazing day and keep on being perfectly you.